Are you familiar with that silent torment? The one where you're just staring at your phone screen, your thumb hovering over the keyboard, your mind scrambling for the perfect next line. You feel the crushing weight of having to keep the conversation going, of being the entertainer, the captivating personality, the master of endless banter. You become a wordsmith, a scriptwriter for her amusement, terrified that a single moment of silence, a single pause, will be enough for her to forget you and toss you into the discard pile of men who never went anywhere. You believe deep in your soul that your constant effort to talk to her is the ultimate proof of your interest, the currency you must pay for her attention. And it's precisely because you think this way that you're losing the game before it even begins. You've become a prisoner of your own neediness. And what I'm about to reveal to you today isn't just a trick. It's the key to your liberation. It's the uncomfortable but powerful truth that your silence, when wielded correctly, can roar louder than any word you could ever type. Brace yourself, because we are about to shatter the greatest lie you've been sold about seduction, that you need to talk more to be desired more. The great paradox of masculine attraction is hidden in plain sight. Yet most men, blinded by desperation and a scarcity mindset, simply cannot see it. They operate on a fundamentally broken logic. If I show more interest, she will become more interested in me. So what do? They bombard her inbox with messages. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Did you see what happened on the news? Hey, how was your day? Check out this funny meme. They transform themselves into a constant notification, a free entertainment provider, a veritable digital court jester. And what happens in the end? The woman might reply out of politeness. She might even find it sweet at first. But deep down, a seed of disinterest takes root and begins to sprout. Why? Because your constant availability communicates one single devastating truth about you. You have nothing better to do. Your life appears to orbit her validation. And there is nothing, absolutely nothing less attractive to a woman than a man whose happiness and sense of purpose hinge on her reply. She doesn't want a fan. She doesn't want a follower. She doesn't want a pastime for her moments of boredom. She desires a leader, the protagonist of his own story, a man whose life is so compelling and full that her presence would be an incredible bonus, not the centerpiece holding everything together. By trying to prove your worth with words, you are in fact annihilating her perception of your value. You become common, abundant, like grains of sand on a shoreline, and no one pays a premium or panics over a handful of sand. This is where the devastating power of what we call the strategic vacuum comes into play. Understand, this isn't about ignoring her out of malice, being a jerk, or playing childish games. This is about a fundamental psychological principle of human nature. Scarcity creates value. Gold is valuable because it's rare. Time with an important person is precious because it's limited. When you stop being an inexhaustible source of attention and conversation, you create a space, a vacuum, and the human psyche abhors a vacuum. What does her mind begin to do to fill that space? It starts to think about you. He didn't text me today. What could he be doing? He saw my story but didn't reply. Is he with someone else? He used to talk so much and now he's so quiet. What changed? You flip the script. You cease to be the chaser and instantly become the one being chased. You plant a seed of curiosity and mystery in her mind. This phenomenon is known as the Zeigarnik effect. Our minds have a natural tendency to remember unfinished tasks and situations far more than completed ones. By not giving constant closure to every interaction, by leaving the loop open, you begin to occupy prime real estate in her mind, rent-free. She starts investing energy thinking about you, trying to figure you out. And the more time and mental energy a person invests in something or someone, the more value they assign to it. You stop being the guy who needs an endless supply of topics and become the topic in her mind. This is the game changer. Your silence is not absence. It's a strategic presence. It is your most powerful weapon to climb out of the ditch of needy men and into the pantheon of intriguing ones. But here is the secret that 99% of guys who try to use this tactic fail to understand, and it's why they fail miserably. The strategic vacuum, the act of being absent, only works if your silence is filled with something real. If you ignore her message to play video games all day or scroll through your Instagram feed, you're just an unoccupied guy playing a game. The magic happens when your silence is a genuine reflection of a life being lived to its fullest. What are you doing when you're not talking to her? That's where true value is forged. Are you in the gym, building a stronger, healthier body? Are you focused on your work, building your empire, chasing that promotion? Are you reading a book, learning a new skill, a new language? Are you out with your friends, having experiences, creating stories to tell? A woman doesn't fall for your silence. She falls for the reason behind your silence. She falls for the mental image she creates of a man in motion, a man with a purpose, a man whose energy is being invested in becoming a better version of himself. That's why the focus should never be to ignore the woman, but rather to prioritize your mission. The end result is the same: less time available for trivial conversations, but the cause is completely different. One is an empty trick, the other is the manifestation of authentic power. Your value isn't determined by your text game, but by your schedule. If your schedule is empty, so is your perceived value. If your schedule is packed with activities that build you up, your value skyrockets and your absence becomes magnetic. So, how does this translate into practice? Simple. Change the purpose of your communication. Your phone is not an entertainment device, it's a logistics tool. You don't text to chat, you text with a clear objective, to set up a date. The interaction should be short, direct, and intended to move the conversation into the real world as quickly as possible. Instead of spending days trading messages about the weather and traffic, you can have a quick interaction, generate a spike of emotion, and make the invitation. Saw your story at that restaurant. The place looks amazing, but I bet the company would make it even better. What do you say we go there on Friday night? It's direct, confident, and has a plan. The date is the stage for the conversation, the connection, the banter, and the laughter. That's where you'll showcase your personality. The texting phase is just the trailer, not the full movie. Stop giving the entire film away for free on WhatsApp. Give her just enough to make her want to buy a ticket and see the show live. And remember the golden rule: you never depend on a single option. A high-value man lives an abundant life, and that includes options. You aren't desperate for her yes, because if she says no, you have other interesting things to do and potentially other interesting people to invite. This abundance mindset frees you from pressure and makes you unbelievably more attractive. In the end, the greatest psychological trick of all isn't to ignore a woman. It's to build a life so compelling, so full of purpose, passion, and growth that you naturally don't have time for empty conversations and external validation. The ignoring becomes a consequence, not a tactic. Your energy will be focused on becoming your best version, physically stronger, financially more stable, mentally sharper, and spiritually aligned. And a man on that journey radiates an energy that is simply irresistible. Women feel it. They are drawn not to what you say, but to who you are. They don't want the guy with the best pickup lines, they want the guy who is the prize. So stop chasing butterflies. Instead, build a magnificent garden and the butterflies will come to you. Stop trying to be the master of infinite conversation and become the master of your own life. The rest, my friend, will follow. And speaking of building your garden and becoming the prize, the next essential step in this journey of transformation is detailed in the video appearing on your screen right now. In it, we'll dive deeper into how to create this abundant life in practice. Click on it, and let's continue building the man you were born to be.